So if you guys have ever watched the ESPN program Sports Nation with Colin Cowherd, I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen it. Anyway, this was a while ago, earlier this year. He did a mile challenge. All the sports anchors, analysts from ESPN, and probably his co-workers on the show too, they all bet him. Well, I think he started the bet, but anyway, he said he could run under 6:30 for 1 mile. And everyone was against him. And so he goes out, and there's this big, it's like this huge production. It looked like one of those ESPN 30 for 30 specials or something. The background of the athlete or whatever. And they showed him, and it was this track, and like probably a local school track. And they had like 20 people watching. He had a pace cart. He started in the middle of the track, like by a trash can, and just ran and finished in the middle of the track, like just very unorthodox. But they had a whole special about him and how like he trained really hard for it, and they were saying, oh, it's gonna take guts and courage, and they just this complete over dramatized thing. Anyway, I think it's just interesting that ESPN covered it so extensively. When I remember the Boston Marathon, when the guy ran like 2:02 or whatever, and Ryan Hall ran 2:04, there was like no talk about it. I didn't see it on ESPN at all. And those guys are running like 4:40s for a marathon, 4:40 pace for a marathon, and this guy tries to run 1 mile 2 minutes slower, and it's like all over the place. So anyway, his stride was really goofy, and he doesn't look fast at all, but he's kind of a tall guy, so he has long legs. So I'm sure if he was shorter, he'd have to have a faster running cadence. So anyway, the video's in the description if you want to watch it. So he ended up running a 6:11, which for a 48-year-old man, I think that's pretty good. And also in the description, there is a website where you can put in your age and your time for a certain distance, and then it'll tell you what percent you are, what percent category you are for your age. I looked up Colin's mile time, 6:11 for 48-year-old male, and it comes out to be like 67 percentile. So he's better than 2/3 of 48-year-old men. So that's pretty good. He's above average, obviously, because he's above 50%. But then again, I've heard stories. He's actually on Athlinks. I found some results. He did some 5Ks in like 24 minutes. So I mean, he's run before. But it's okay. I think it was blown way out of proportion. Personally, I don't like Colin. I think he's a clown that doesn't know anything about sports. But I mean, all he does in the show is they have like random poll questions on their website or whatever, and people answer it, and then they try to guess what the nation thought. This athlete's better, or this athlete's better, or this or this. It's very juvenile, but I did like that running for once got some publicity on, a real sports network, even if it was for kind of a pointless reason. But if you watch this video and you look at it, it makes you think anyone can run a 6-minute mile. If he can do it, and he doesn't even look fast. So if you're currently running 7, 8, 9-minute miles, whatever, watch this video, look at him run, and think to yourself, you know what, I can do that. And go out there and break 7. A lot of skeptics, okay, are trying to say, oh, they didn't show the whole video. There's only like a 4-minute video or 3-minute video. But he obviously ran for 6 minutes, 11 seconds. They obviously cut it because they just wanted to maintain their audience. They don't want to bore them, I guess. Just like in the Olympics, or even the freaking Olympics, like the 10K or 5K, they don't even show every lap. So, and those are like pro runners. So I understand why they didn't show the whole video. A lot of people were saying, "Oh, he didn't really run that fast. Look, he looks slow. There's no way." But I think I believe it. I believe it. Why would he lie? It's pointless. It doesn't prove anything. Plus, he had a bet. These people are not gonna lose at their bet. Like there were camera crews there. Like everyone witnessed it. Now I'm sure it's legitimate. But I think that he was lucky to run in. It wasn't raining, but I don't think it was raining, but it was like just kind of misty and cold and overcast, and that's good. That's good running weather. So I think if he ran more than a mile and it was like blazing hot summer heat, he probably would have passed out. I think it was really hilarious when Jackie Joyner Kersey, after his first lap, she started commentating and talking about like what it feels like to run a mile. Like, oh, the second lap, you want to slow down, you slow down your pace, and like all this stuff. I'm thinking to myself, like, she doesn't even run the mile. She did the heptathlon back when she was a track and field athlete, and she was a really good long jumper. And I mean, she was a good sprinter, like 800 meter, 400 meter runner, whatever. But she was not a mile runner. So I just thought it was kind of comical that she was giving advice. But I guess it added, they were trying to add credibility to the show. If this much interest was given to someone of Colin's low celebrity status, like he's not really a celebrity, you know what I mean? Imagine if, but all these people know about this challenge, have watched it or seen it, took an interest in it. Imagine if they had a show, kind of like Dancing with the Stars, except Running with the Stars, and maybe they train for a few months. They pick random stars like Oprah or whatever, and they train for a few months. It shows them with like a personal trainer, and then they run an all-out mile. And that'd be kind of cool. Like, that's the climax. I would watch it. I think a lot of people would watch it. It'd be entertaining. Have Shaq do it or something. Charles Barkley. Oh my god. So I think that would increase the popularity of running, and it would be a cool show.